What's up guys, Yasser here. Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Yasser's Fit Frag, and today I'm going to talk about some of the Rasasi collections that I have which gave me good compliments. So I have placed 4 in the list because those are the 4 Rasasi perfumes which have given me compliments. Obviously I have other 2 as well which I cannot place it in this list because they did not really give me good compliments. So I would like to be honest about getting compliments among my fragrance collection. So that's the reason I would be only showing 4 among my Rasasi collection which actually gave me compliments. So I would be starting with number 4 and then I would come to number 1, considering the number of compliments and the kind of compliments that I got from each of these. So coming in at number 4 is Rasasi Blue for Men 2. So I have done a separate video on this. You can watch it using the above link. So this is something which I have recently come across and I've just bought it 3 weeks back. So I haven't worn it enough. So I have only worn about 3 times and I have received 1 compliment out of the 3 times that I've worn it. So that's the reason I'm placing it at number 4, because it's too early to place it higher, because I obviously need to see people's reaction before I say that this is one of the most complimented fragrance. But to me, I feel this will definitely take a higher stand if I wear it enough. So for me, this is a 3-in-1 fragrance. It smells like Dylan Blue, Bleu de Chanel and Egna White Man. So you get vibes of all these 3 fragrances in this particular fragrance. So coming in at number 3 is Rasasi's La Yuqawam. So I've spoken about this in another video which I have made, which is party wear fragrance. You can watch that using this link. So this is more of a winter fragrance, I would say. I would not recommend this for summer days because this has leather and wood notes. And then in the dry down, you'll get a beautiful raspberry note, which I like the most. So this is known to be a clone of Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, but I prefer this one over Tom Ford Tuscan Leather because I have smelled both. And definitely the opening smells very similar. Both of them smell alike, but this creates the magic of that raspberry note after 1.5 to 2 hours, and that's why I like this one the most. But in case you're planning to buy this or wear this, now from my experience I would suggest that do not wear this and immediately go to that occasion wherever you plan to wear this, because this one has a very rough opening when you initially spray it, because the woody and leather note is very strong in the opening. So not many people would like that. So I would suggest that in case you're wearing this to any occasion, the first condition is you wear it at least 1 hour before you reach that particular occasion that you're going to attend. And second thing, ensure you wear it during the cooler seasons, or ensure you wear it when you're attending any occasion which has air conditioned environment, because that's when it smells really good and people will compliment you. So I have received compliments from this when I have worn this to office. I would not say that this is one of the best office scents because of the strong opening that this has, but like I mentioned, I wore it like 1.5 hours before I reached office because I knew the opening was harsh, but the dry down is just fantastic. So I was sitting in this meeting room. Obviously my office has air conditions. So I was sitting in this meeting room, which is not visible to many unless you come right in front of that meeting room, and there were 2 ladies passing in that lane, and they obviously did not know that I was sitting there, but they could sense the smell because this has a beast mode performance. This projects like a beast, so obviously the smell was all around, I believe. And she just commented when she was passing by saying that, wow, that's a nice fragrance, and she was just telling it to a friend and she did not know that I was sitting there. And then when she passed by the meeting room, she just realized that it was me, and she laughed and said, Yasser, I hope you did not hear me what I was saying. And I obviously did hear, so I just mocked at her saying that I heard everything that you said. And she said, okay, if you have already heard it, then that's a compliment for you. So I had to thank her for that. So to keep in mind, do not wear this in the first 1 hour before you attend that occasion. Wear it at least 1 hour before, and ensure you are at least in an air-conditioned environment, or you wear it in cooler weathers. So coming in at number 2, I think I've already spoken about this in my previous videos. It is none other than Rasasi Daarej. So Rasasi Daarej is again one of my most complimented fragrance. And this is not something that I find great when I smell it on myself, but for some reason, people around me have really liked this. I have received a lot of compliments from this one. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it smells even better when it lingers in the air rather than when you smell it from close yourself. Because when I smell it myself, definitely it is a good scent, but it doesn't blow my mind at all. Considering the way people compliment me when they smell it around me. So obviously there are few fragrances which smells great when it lingers in the air, but when you smell it from close, it just smells average. That's the reason I don't find it so great when I smell it myself. It is definitely a good scent, no doubt. But the way people compliment me when they smell it around me, and that's the reason I have to place this at number 2. So the notes in this are coriander, cardamom in the top note, and then you would get a little bit of vanilla in the base note. So those are the 3 notes I can sense when I wear this. So I would rather suggest this that you use it at evening times rather than daytime during the summer. Not that it wouldn't suit summer, because I did not see a problem with this even when you use it in the summer, but obviously you have other citrus and aquatic based fragrance which you can use during the summer days. So I would rather suggest that you can wear it during the evening times or night times, and definitely it will suit cooler weathers as well. So coming in at number 1, I think you guys know about this because I've already mentioned this in 2 of my other videos. My top 4 favorite, where this one was placed as number 1, and my top 4 most complimented fragrance, where again this was placed at number 1. So I obviously have to place this at number 1 even now, because this is obviously from the house of Rasasi, and that is Rasasi Hawas. So I have great memories with this one, because the kind of compliments that this gives me, none other fragrance have given me till date. This does not give me normal kind of compliments that I get from other fragrance. So I generally don't see people saying, oh, it's a nice fragrance, you smell good. So it's not that pale kind of, the normal kind of compliment that you get. This gives me crazy kind of compliments, especially with the women. I think women really love this. Not that men don't like it. I've received compliments from both as well, but the way women gives compliments on this one, I've not seen such a response on any other fragrance that I have. So I've heard them commenting on me saying, the moment you enter office, it gets all aromatic. And one of them even said, I was all sleepy this afternoon after my lunch, but your fragrance just woke me up and it has just made me active. And the sillage and projection on this one is just mind-blowing, because it travels like a comet. I don't know if you have seen a comet. So that's the kind of sillage this has. The scent trail of this one just keeps traveling behind you when you walk around. So I was wearing this to office one day, and I was in the cafeteria, and one girl came up and said, oh, I knew you were here. So I asked her, were you looking out for me? And she said, no, I'm talking about your fragrance. So I said, oh, okay. So for that moment, it did not click me why she said, and I obviously had to thank her for complimenting me. And there was another girl who had never complimented me on any of my fragrance, not even a single time. And the only time that she complimented me was when I wore this. And that's when I was surprised again because of Hawas, because I think obviously not everybody likes complimenting on how people smell unless they are comfortable with you. But this is one fragrance which makes people forced to compliment you. That's what I feel from this one. Because the way she came up and asked it was, I don't know, I just felt that she did not want to ask it, but she still had to ask it because probably she really liked this one compared to all the other fragrances that I wore. So that's why I say this gives crazy compliments compared to all the other fragrances that I have. And that's why I still have to place it at number 1. And this is from the house of Rasasi again. It's called Rasasi Hawas. Do give it a try. So this is known to be a clone of the 2016 batch Invictus Aqua. Not the 2018 batch Invictus Aqua, because Invictus Aqua has been reformulated in 2018 and it doesn't smell as great as the 2016 batch. So if you do not have a chance to smell 2016 batch Invictus Aqua, you can definitely try Invictus from Paco Rabanne again. Obviously it has similarity of Invictus as well. So if you like Invictus, you will definitely like this one. I prefer this one over Invictus, because this has that added masculinity along with those fruity, fresh and aquatic touch. So the notes in this are citrus, pineapple and pear in the top notes, So the pear in this particular fragrance is not as prominent as Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male, because Ultra Male has a very prominent sweet pear note. This is not that prominent, but the pineapple and citrus is definitely a little prominent in the opening. And then in the base note, you would get sandalwood, cedarwood, and that musk to give it that masculine touch. So overall, a fantastic fragrance. Nothing has beaten this in the last 2 years for me in the kind of compliments and the number of compliments I get from this one. I don't really use this very often these days because I do not want to get saturated with the smell myself. So I keep it for occasional purpose only, because I do have many other fragrances which I can wear on a regular basis. So that's about it, guys. So these are the top 4 complimented fragrances from the house of Rasasi which I have in my collection. Obviously there are many other fragrances in Rasasi which I do not own at this moment. It obviously has Rasasi Leopard, Rasasi Zebra, which I think are clones of Dior Sauvage and Aventus, but I haven't personally tried those, nor I own those, so I cannot really comment on those. So in case you own any of these or planning to buy any of these 4 which I have just mentioned, do let me know in the comments down below what you feel about these fragrances. So I think Hawas, Daarej and Blue Ferment 2 is something you can buy from the seller which I have provided in the description down below. You can obviously buy it from others as well if you know anybody who sells authentic fragrance. It's not necessary you have to buy it from the same guy. But like I mentioned before, I have bought more than 10 fragrances from this guy, so I know he sells authentic. So if you know anybody who sells authentic, you can obviously buy it from them. If you're not sure of the seller that you're buying from, you can definitely trust this guy. He sells only authentic products, but unfortunately he does not have this particular one. I bought this from the Dubai Rasasi showroom itself, and even my Hawas is from Dubai Rasasi. So in case you do not have the opportunity to travel to Dubai, or your friends traveling to Dubai, you can obviously buy it from this particular seller that I have mentioned in the description down below. Let me know what you feel about these fragrances in the comments down below once you try them, or if you have at least tested them. So thanks for watching. See you next time in another video. Cheers.